All right, and boom, we're live. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to week 47. I'd like to start this video by sharing a little something that I have created, and that's the new Discord. Um, I call it Metaverse Beans. It's like magic beans. Everyone was saying that trading crypto is like trading magic beans, but now we got the Metaverse, so I thought, hey, Metaverse Beans, that sounds pretty good. Anyway, I've created this after I watched Cold Blooded Chiller's stream 2 or 3 days ago. I don't remember exactly. And he said that Discord is pretty much like the best thing to keep a journal. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna start a journal. And what else? I could also combine that with all the stuff that I'm already doing with sharing TA and stuff like that. So I've set up a Discord where every single gem that we're looking at has their own little channel for TA. And I also have some other sections here that you can check out later. But anyway, I'm gonna try a new format pretty much. I'm gonna go through the Discord here and I'm gonna basically read everything that was there, and then I'm also gonna give a live reaction because I've created all of these charts beforehand, and now I'm making a video with like verbal stuff. Somebody might like that more. So let's head into that, I guess. By the way, API 3 is tanking. Holy shit. Oh well, whatever. So yeah, let's start real quick with Bitcoin. Look, it's pretty simple, at least in my view. Losing this level that I've seen here, that I've marked here before, this one, that's pretty bad, right? Because this was the higher high that we have created, and this is where we kind of expected to go into price discovery. I really don't like the fact that we just nuked and there was like no power behind this move whatsoever. And then this resistance supply area, whatever you want to call it, when we dump that, that just shows that there is no commitment to this. Now we have a lower low as well. Now we're testing like what is this going to be, a double bottom and we go up? I don't know. I don't see it. I really don't. Bitcoin looks pretty weak. But that being said, this is the supply zone that I've been watching for quite a while. I guess you could do it like this. And for as long as this is not broken, wait, might be doing this wrong. This is a supply zone, not a demand zone. So like this, yeah. So, oof, it's not looking very good, is it? If I extend that to include, wait. Let me just to include this one as well. Okay, maybe. Yeah, that could work. So it's pretty much the same as it was before. I'm just gonna return it to the original level. That's this one. So yeah, as long as this one holds, I don't want to be panicking just yet. But Bitcoin is not looking good. Let's just put it that way. I really don't like it, unfortunately. But um, as we have seen in the past, Bitcoin needs to go down in order for alts to have room to grow. So maybe this is it. Maybe this is where Bitcoin slowly grinds down and all the alts start pumping. That would be the dream, right? But not so sure about that. So we'll see what happens. Honestly, I'm not very bullish about Bitcoin. All right. What about Ethereum though? What are these drawings? Hello? All right. Yeah. So this was my little expectation of a possible Quasimodo pattern, which is technically still in play, but it's not looking very good either, is it? Like, it was nice to see that we could break through over here, but we immediately returned back, so I'm not looking too good either. I wouldn't be surprised to see an overall correction in the entire market for a bit longer. Although I really hate that, but it is what it is. Anyway, those are the majors. What's API3 doing? Fucking hell, man. What a dump. Ugh. Alright. And let's go into the main section, and that's That's the TA for all of the gems. So as you can see, gems TA, we got every single one here. I pinned the message of the chart that I'm using, and here is pretty much like a summary. So let's jump into the chart and okay, and let's see. In the future, I'll probably have another screen on the side, so I can just read this without alt tabbing like an idiot all the time. But whatever. For now, let's just do it like this. I'm iterating on how I do this every single time, and trust me, eventually it's gonna be good. So yeah, let's get into it. So I say it all the time, API 3 is not really my forte. I don't quite know how to look at this chart. Very true. But right now a few things are clear. Higher low at $3 formed, and now retesting range high as resistance. We're talking about this one. I'm just gonna go here. This is the higher low that happened from here, right? And now we're testing the $6 resistance yet again. Um, in order to continue upwards, we need to break $6 with conviction, which we haven't seen yet. We've seen a couple of attempts here, like this one, but all of them got immediately sold. Like this is seller's territory, all of this. If price decides to bounce off of resistance, I'd say 440 is a buy area, but I would still rather wait for a breakout than to buy blindly. So if we break up, I would like to see like some serious conviction here. Ideally above this high, so we would go something like this. Then we could possibly return to the 6 level and continue up. That would be quite nice. If, however, we reject here, and it looks like we do, we're probably going to revisit at least the 440 area, which could be a good buy. Like there are some buyers over here, which we can see. But yeah, that's the plan for now. So either something like this or something like this. But still, with the downwards movement, I would probably wait for like a structure here and eventually for the breakout, which we can then buy. I wouldn't be buying blindly. I'll probably never ever be buying blindly again unless there's a good demand zone or something like that. That's a pretty well defined trade setup, but just buying blindly, nah, not my thing. All right, continuing on, we have APY. I always share the picture itself here, but the pinned message is where the chart really is. So let's take a look. All right, it's a long one. Holy shit, what happened here? So this is a nice example of why I like to leave my investment trade the moment it breaks an important trend line. Very often breaking a trend line is just the first sign of weakness, therefore it wouldn't warrant completely exiting. However, it's important to have some context with it. Here we can see that we had a false breakout above the marked supply area that got rejected, and we dumped back into the previous ranges. So as you can see, I have this entire supply zone over here, and we have tried, like attempted to break it several times. And here it finally looked like we might go up, but we immediately returned with a V shape, and that was the first sign that we might see some weakness. Like hitting this resistance was cool, but we should have bounced here. We didn't. Instead, we just dropped. And the important part that I'm looking at is this trend line over here. And the moment it broke here, oh man, that was not good. Not only that, we also broke the 50 EMA here, and what now looks like a supply zone that we have created. So this is really not looking too good. This should be support. If it isn't, it's just gonna dump so much more, probably like to the all-time lows. I would say those are, no, those are not all-time lows, but it's very low in the recent price action. For now, if you're in APY, God bless you. But I think we should revisit this, and that would be your sell. Like, get out of there ASAP. As for possible buy-ins in the future, I don't know. Well, there could be some, but there's probably going to be some kind of structure created, and we're going to buy the breakout at some point. But it's not now. So that by itself is an important piece of the puzzle because it's a significant side of weakness. Yeah. So having that plus the break of the trend line plus the break of the 50 daily EMA was enough reason to not feel comfortable anymore. Absolutely. That being said, if you're in, I'd expect 50 cents to hold here, which is this area. and a bounce into the marked area, which should now act as a supply zone. So this is where I would try to get out. So yeah, APY not looking very good, unfortunately. All right, ArcX, boom. I don't know. Yeah, these last two candles, I guess that was some insane sandwich. But they're annoying and happen on many occasions. It just messed up the chart, but oh well. I tried finding a different chart, but all of the charts are just as messy. But yeah, not much to say about ArcX anyway. It's still in the marked range, and until it moves from there to either direction, it's no man's land. So if we look at the log chart, like you can see that there was this relentless dump going on, and we are still in this range, even though this just holy crap. I wish I could just delete some of the candles because it looks horrible. But yeah, we're at 37 cents right now, which is around here. So yeah, it still looks terrible. So we're not interested in ArcX at all. Bank. Uh-huh. Let's see. Okay. So here I really expected 150 to 170 to hold, which go away with the log, which is this area marked here, because as you can see it worked as resistance several times already, once, twice, three times, four times. Then we finally broke it, returned, and this was a nice setup to buy. Uh, and then this should have acted as support, but we broke down here. We broke the 50 EMA as well. Let's see what else I write here. Um, Now it's decision time, as the last wave has pulled back 100%. Yeah, it's this wave. This entire wave up has now pulled back 100%. And yeah, the move is testing support basically. If we go lower here, we'll print a lower low, and we really don't want to see that. Unfortunately, I'm in this from 160 because I thought this would hold. Oh, hello. Thought this would hold, which it didn't. It sucks, but whatever. And I'm out of water. What I wanted to sell on that candle at 140 that broke support, but I was asleep. Uniswap and stop loss order, please. Yeah, unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. I mean, the moment I pretty much saw this candle, like, always check the lowest low of the structure, which was this one. We kind of held here, but here we broke. Right, and that was the sell signal. We're below 50 EMA. We're still below a trend line, and we are also below the lowest low of the structure. That would be the exit. That would be the stop loss if there was actually any stop losses. And since then, minus 33%. So yeah, pretty shit. Right now, I would like to see something, definitely a breakout, but also a reclaim of this level, and then I might be interested in buying. But for now, I'm really waiting to get back into this zone that should now be resistance, and I want to sell and get out of bank ASAP. So yeah, that's bank. Let's check BIOS. All right, this looked good for as long as we stayed above $7, which is this entire area. I remember I called for a buy over here. I called for a buy over here, and it looked really good. Really did. That was before I came up with the entire break of structure, breakout kind of play. So that's why I thought this would be a good idea, which it still was. But once we broke down on this one, and the retest, this was the time to get out, definitely. And since then, you can see we dropped. Now we are back at this support that, by the way, this trade, oh my god, that was such a beautiful trade from this rally base rally, rally base rally. And the first retest is always the best. And now we're having a second retest, could still work. Decent volume here on the bottom. But we'll see. We'll see. We're definitely not interested in buying this because there's going to be some kind of structure here, and we're looking for the breakout eventually. And also, you can see that we had a high over here. Okay, so we had a low and we had a high, right? And since then, we had a lower low and a lower high. So overall, macro, this is not looking very good. It's really not. So I would skip BIOS. and we'll see what kind of price action it offers in the future. It's probably what I said here as well. But okay, whatever. Maybe I'm not gonna be reading. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, build. Not interested just yet. Might start being interested eventually. Once, not even a break. Like, what am I saying here? Okay, so it's nice to see the support hold and provide a pump from it. Well, yeah, indeed, that's this one right here. But we first really want to see a higher high, right? However, the dump approaching the support zone has been quite fierce, and in order to once again establish bullish momentum, we'll need to break that high at around $16 to create a higher high. For now, we just printed an equal high, and the downtrend remains intact. Absolutely. As you can see, like by fierce, I mean this. Like that was some serious dumpage, and right now, I wouldn't buy the breakout here. I wouldn't, because we're not in bullish territory whatsoever. I would be maybe interested to probably not even buying the breakout here, probably buying the retest over here for safety measures, you know. But for now, this is really not interesting to us. All right, what about glitch? So glitch had quite a run. It indeed had. Like, what is this? Fucking hell, 17x. That's insane. Tapping $3 as the high for now with a blow off top candle and a doji candle. If you check the previous video, I called for a sell here and a sell here. Would have worked beautifully. And on top of it, giving nice signals that the trend is weakening. Since then, we had a 45% drop. Was it? Yeah, 45. Yeah, something along the lines of that, and have now formed a support at around 160 to 170 area, which is this one on the lower time frame. I don't expect this to hold, by the way. I really don't. I do not expect this support to hold, but we'll see. For now, I'll be looking for some more price action to be printed before making any plans. Overall, the plan is always the same in the bullish market though. Wait for a corrective structure to form and buy the breakout or the retest. So since this usually in these waves that we have, right? Like this is organic price action, and then eventually there is like a blow off top. And with the blow off tops, this price action at the top of the entire wave can usually be disregarded in terms of TA. Like it's not that important. What I mean by that is that the trend lines that we draw and stuff like that, the demand zones, the supply zones, usually we omit this. Not always, but you'll kind of see. And like right now, it looks like we're going to be drawing a trend line from here, which eventually we'll be looking to buy the breakout from. Um, but yeah, for now, this is really not. I would still say this is seller territory. Like, yeah, it could probably hold. Anyway, the plan remains the same. We want to buy the breakout of the corrective structure. That has not been properly printed yet. Just give it time. Okie doke. Let's go to GMX. Boom. No. Oh, did I not pin the GMX stuff? Looks like I didn't. So let me just quickly do that. Whoops. Okay. Bam. Wait. Am I stupid? I guess I am. Hmm. Okay, let's delete this one. Sorry for this, by the way. Shouldn't take too long. Boom. Okay. Let's add this. Should now work, right? Boom. Yeah. Okay. So what's up? So GMX had a really nice run, and I've been saying to scale out at around 35. Now we hit my target of 45, which is where I'd sell another part if I had any GMX. I don't. This last leg was a rally base rally, probably on the smaller time frame. Yeah, right here. Rally base rally. Kind of push, which makes me believe we might bounce there. However, given the price action, this doesn't really look like we have left a lot of buyers there that didn't have a chance to buy. Why is that? So as you can see, this kind of thing here, that should be the base, and from there we should move up a lot. But as you can see, it got tested here already, here and here. It got tested several times. So it's not a fresh base. That's why I don't expect this to hold. Like in comparison, if you check, for example, MPL, that's different, right? Like sure, we did a little base thing over here, and then we just ran. There wasn't any proper retest, and that's kind of what I'm talking about here. So tested several times already, which makes me believe we go lower, perhaps to the initiation point of the pump marked by the box around $28, which is over here. Oops. Yeah, over here. For now, we can't even draw a trend line from the structure, so I'll just observe from the sidelines. And I also shared an RB chart. Oh no, this is just like another source of a chart. So anyway, looking at this though, there probably was a nice trend line over here, and that was a nice viable setup. I would say maybe on the 4 hour. Like I don't like 1 hour; it's too small of a time frame. Let me check the 4. Wow, okay, that's a bit too big, I would say. But it was a legit buy. Like that's the question with the, you know, with the breakouts. Like buying this is technically okay, especially if it breaks a previous high, but the risk to reward is just not that good because where's your stop loss going to be, right? Your stop loss is most likely going to be over here, and this is not even 1 to 1 R, so that's not very good. So kind of gotta assess. Like what I would like to see instead is a breakout maybe to 31 or something, and then yeah, I would totally take it because the risk to reward is way better. But if it runs this much, nah, probably not. I mean, if I check the 1 hour, mm, let's see if there was a way to actually get there. So yeah, maybe this one. Maybe on the 1 hour it would have worked, but I don't know. I don't usually trade the 1 hour. So yeah, that's all for GMX. Let's continue. Geyser. Okay, wow, I gotta hurry up a bit because I have a team meeting in 18 minutes. uh, let's see. So I remember looking at this chart and thinking, okay, cool. So every time it pumps above the resistance, it tends to bar right back. Let's see what it does this time. And of course, it barred it back. So what I'm talking about is this little price action, right? It pumps, it consolidates a little bit, and boom, it falls down. And it creates this, we call it the Bart pattern because it looks like Bart Simpson. I guess. So I thought, okay, we pumped here. What's gonna happen? We pumped and we started correcting like this. And I thought, okay, well, this is looking way better than this because it's not instantly dumping. So maybe buying over here would be a good idea. But we would still be looking to buy a breakout, right? And instead, what we get a dump. So if by any chance you ended up buying, this would be a good place to get the fuck out of there because I'm kind of expecting, uh, I'm kind of expecting this to go lower. So yeah, once again, this is why we buy breakouts rather than blindly buying support. If you're in this, I'd consider exiting now. Absolutely. So yeah, that's Geyser. Let's check YLD. Kai, Kampeki Finance, Endo's favorite. uh, yeah. So right now we're at 29, and anyway, young chart, not much to say. For now, it looks to print a lower low. Uh, I know it's possible to look at the YLD chart, which is what I'm doing over here, and you can see that YLD run to about what is this, 28 to 30, $30 maybe. And that's where we are now, pretty much. So looking at this, I would say that a retest of the range, and I'm talking about this one, right? Like here, resistance, 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 still resistance. I would be looking to maybe buying this as a potential range breakout play. Uh, so $20, I would start being interested. Besides that, nah, not interested. Let's go to index. Index has finally given us 3 touch points for the trend line. Now we wait for a breakout. Ideally, we'd see price bounce off of the market demand area and break the trend line. Buy the breakout and or wait for the retest. So let's check the thing. So yeah, we now have one, two, three touch points, valid trend line. So we're kind of looking at a breakout play. I would call this equal highs. Like, yeah, there's obviously serious resistance at $60, but I would totally buy a breakout over here. I stopped doing this so I can delete that. So yeah, the plan would be, to be fair, we could do this. Like, to be totally safe, the best thing to do would be to wait for this and buy here and buy here. That would be the best. So we'll see what happens. Licks. Not much to say about this. As long as we're below this mark level, we're really not interested, and that's this level, because right now we created a lower low, and it's not looking good. Like, in the future, if we want to continue to the top, we're definitely gonna have to go above that level, and for now, it's not looking like it. And also, Licks pumped like 12x, so if you were in from earlier, you should be like 60-70% scaled out anyway, like on every blow off top. You should have been selling. For now, we wait for bullish setup, which is probably going to take some time. Okay. Wow, I have a lot to say about MFT. What the hell? Huh, interesting. So, looks like MFT has finally broken out. There is still potential supply above current price, but seeing the highest candle close yesterday gives me confidence that this is a valid breakout. Okay. Yeah, so as you can see, the highest close that we had was somewhere around here at 0.40 something, but we have higher closes and we have a retest as well. On the lower time frame, the trend line already got retested. That's this one I'm talking about, but if we go to the lower time frame, we can see that here it got retested over here. I'd go as far as saying that this is a buy. Stop loss will be below the daily low at around 0.013. Target is the box. Not the best risk to reward, but as long as it's at least 2, I guess it's fine. I'd give this setup 5 out of 10, mainly due to possible supply above and low volume on the breakout, so not at all recommended. I'll just paper trade. What I mean by paper trade is I'll put this little buy over here and see what happens. I wouldn't buy this, honestly. Like, it could work, but as you can see, like here we're still, anything that's above this price action right now, anything above this level is this. These were all sell-offs, right? And that kind of keeps me at bay. I'm not sure about this because this could easily continue down. Like, maybe it goes up here and then just dumps. So I'm not liking the price action of this and this. That's why I'm giving this such a small rating. But hey, maybe it works. Maybe it just goes here. Maybe it goes even higher. Who knows? I don't like this much. All right, Mina. Boom. So, okay, so I know this looks a little messy, but I'll explain. Yeah, it's this. Okay. Basically, the plan was to wait for a higher high and then buy the retest. So what I'm talking about is on the lower time frame, I marked up this area and this area. So this area was kind of important. We tried to break out of it here, but it didn't quite work. And then we finally broke out of it here and went up. So with that, I would have expected to either this hold, which should have been along with the rally base rally over here, right? But it didn't. So the next level that should have held was this one and didn't either. So I don't like that at all. I really don't. Plus, we retraced 100% of this entire move, and we have equal lows here now. So technically, we're still bullish. So maybe buying a retest out of this would make sense, but what I would wait for is at least, like, okay, I can mark that up. So this is the high. So I would at least wait for not only the breakout of the trend line, but also the break of this and maybe buy the retest. But for now, this is not looking extra good, honestly. And this was the previous plan. I can just delete that. That was to see a break above this and then buy the retest, which kind of happened, but as you can see, it broke down. It couldn't hold, so that's unfortunate. Um, yeah, let's remove that. Now I would say buy the breakout out of the corrective structure rather than just buying the retest. Anyway, so far this looks like a double top and the wave leading into it retraced almost 100%, which is not very cool. I would like to see more strength there. That being said, we are still in buyer's territory here, so a breakout from the structure that is forming now on the 4 hour would be a sensible buy, with a pretty clear invalidation level below 4. That's true. Like, this level must hold this entire level. If this doesn't hold, we're going lower. So yeah, this would be an aggressive entry. This would be the better entry. Okay, let's go to Melon. Um, I didn't pin Melon either. God damn it. Okay, so there's not much to say though. All right, so the trend line is really sloppy, and I wouldn't give it any attention. True, like it's not the best. Uh, that being said, this is a really nice break and retest pattern with clearly defined risk. I believe the low should be in, therefore a close below the mark box would be the stop loss. So below here. For extra safety, might want to wait for a change in market structure or lower time frames like the 1 hour. That would mean a break above 130, something along these lines. Okay, let's go to mover. Okay, I pinned this one, thank God. This was a legit catchable breakout play. Um, what am I talking about here? I'm talking about this one probably. The trend line was a valid one, and the 4 hour close above it would signal buy. To be even safer, we could wait for the horizontal level to break too at 0.65. Well, let's check. So yeah, what I'm talking about is this trend line here. That was a valid trend line. Breaking out of here, so this would be the first breakout. Whoa, hello. This would be the first breakout signal. This would be the second better breakout signal. So buying from here, that would have been absolutely amazing. Boom, 80%. Wow. Would have probably taken profit where? Boop, 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 somewhere around here. First, second here, third here. So that wouldn't even reach. But yeah, would probably on this entire move, we'd probably take profit at least twice. So yeah. Uh, This is a nice example of a break and retest pattern and buying the breakout. Right now, we're not interested. Like something is forming here, some kind of structure, but I think this is gonna need more time to do something, and then eventually maybe we can buy here. But for now, not interested. Wow, I have 8 minutes, guys. Wow, I gotta hurry up. So yeah, MPL. Um, well, I have a lot to say about MPL, don't I? Uh, it's nice to see that MPL held the previous supply zone, now acting as demand. Beautiful flagging return into it and pump. What I'm talking about, of course, is this entire thing. So resistance over here, then pump, nice flagging return into the demand zone and a pump up. Now we're waiting for the retest that is happening right now, and I think it might be a good opportunity. It's a bit hard to determine where this could find support. One option is the demand zone from the rally-based rally pump we just had, which is, wait a second, on the 4 hour maybe? Yeah, which is this one. This entire thing here. That's the demand. Uh, Another one would be the point where the pump started, but to be honest, I wouldn't want to see the move retrace 100%. So I believe that buying here at 25 is a good deal, and I really think so. Like I'm still watching over here, and I want to enter. On here, yeah, I kind of marked up the previous high. Like every time I try to get into a retest, I'm trying to get in at a price where I would have bought the breakout, which is over here. So around 24.50. So just a little more and I'll pull the trigger. I'm gonna be buying this one. So yeah, MPL looks kind of good. Okay, let's check MTA, the meme coin. Everybody thinks it's Facebook. So that play from 70 cent was such a beauty. It's this one. It was really good. For now, we've hit significant resistance at around $2, which is here. That's where previous support was, and it broke down for a significant amount of time, so it's very sensible to expect resistance there. I'd say a retest of 130 to 140 would be nice. I'll be watching how we approach the level on a lower time frame, and maybe by the breakout we'll update. As for now, there isn't much to see yet. So yeah, a retest of this level would be really, really nice. Okay, NFTX. Gonna open the chart. So here's another break of the trend line in the circle. Uh, what was that? Wait, what? Wait, really? Oh, right, I wasn't on lock. Sorry. So, yep. Here's another break of the trend line that would have played out really nicely to exit here. For now, we have a clear trend line to be broken for bullish continuation, and it's really worth watching. It really is. It really is. Like this one, these price actions that are consolidating below a trend line usually end up being really, really nice breakouts. So a breakout from this, although I expect maybe touching this demand zone first, so something along the lines of this and a breakout, that would be a buy immediately on, let's say, ideally a daily time frame. Maybe even a 4 hour or 12 hour. Let me see. Um, Probably not 4 hour. Too messy. I would like to see a daily breakout on this, and then it's a buy. Okay, ONX. There we go. Not quite sure about this chart, to be honest. What I like is the fact that the recent pump was on high volume. That I really like. On a lower time frame, we can see how the last pump happened. Just got sold off into the previous range rather quickly, and it didn't offer a breakout play. What I'm talking about is this entire thing over here. So this was a nice breakout, but then it just dumped, and there was no real good trend line to take a breakout out of, and it got into the previous range. Ideally, we would have seen it bounce somewhere over here and offer the breakout play and go up. So learning from that, I'd say let's watch this on a lower time frame, 1 or 4 hour, and buy a potential breakout. We'll keep an eye on this. So on the 4 hour right now, I guess we could start drawing. Well, we can't. We really can't. Like for now, we only have two touches. So let's just watch this and see what happens. Honestly, I don't have a complete plan for this. Wow. Okay. RGT. All right. RGT has been on quite a run and is finally seeing some weakness in the trend. Trend line is broken and a lower low printed. The recent pump seems to just be a bearish retest, and I'd expect RGT to continue lower now. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, RGT has been on a huge run. I don't even have to be on the log. It's just crazy run, right? 12, 13x. Now we have printed, we broke this low, printed a lower low, and now we're just kind of doing a bearish retest, and I would expect this to go down. Eventually, it's gonna form some kind of structure here, right? And one time it's gonna break out, we can buy the breakout. But for now, I think we just chill. Remark. Okay, Remark was absolutely beautiful, and I would actually like to talk about it a little more. So I'll be muting myself on the team meeting. I can't be bothered with this. So let's talk about this. Remark was amazing, absolutely amazing, and I have also shared this in the case studies over here, which I'll be doing over time. Like when I take a setup and really deconstruct it and see how these things happen. And this was just such a beautiful play. As some of you might or might not know, my favorite play by far is the break and retest of an accumulation zone. Not just a simple break and retest, because a simple break and retest can just what? Hello? A sim what? Why is it not drawing? Oh, okay. A simple retest can just be this, right? But what I'm talking about here is an accumulation zone. This entire thing was an accumulation zone on daily. It was very significant. And if you remember, I talked about the extended parts of the the wave of the push that we often ignore that. And that's exactly what is happening over here. Give me one sec. Yo, what? Um, okay, cool. So exactly what is happening here is that we had a beautiful break out of that zone, and on volume on top of that. And then we had a retest that also provided some dojis on top of it. Like it was perfect. It was so beautiful. And from there, we just skyrocketed. So when I talk about these setups, this is exactly what I want to see. And often these setups vary a little bit, right? Because, for example, they don't offer a perfect retest, so they run without us. It happens very often. But this is living proof that we have these beautiful setups, that they are actually happening in the market. And what pisses me off the most is the fact that I actually bought this retest because I liked it, and then I got shaken out somewhere. I don't know where it was. I think it was over here, or maybe even over here the next day. I got shaken out because of Bitcoin, and I already talked about this. Just like if I create a plan based on an asset, I want to stick on it no matter what. Like I got shaken out because of Bitcoin, and that should not have happened. This was beautiful. Anyway, for now, this is seller's territory. Like we don't want to be buying this kind of stuff, I believe. Yeah, like I guess this was some kind of triangle over here, which now offered a retest. So I'll paper trade this. I'll paper trade this. Something along the lines of this. And let's see if this can continue higher. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see Remark just go absolutely bonkers. But for now, it's pretty cool. So yeah, that's Remark. Um, what, where are we? Oh, okay. Next up is Rook. Mm, well, I'm gonna have to mute myself, don't I? Um, yeah, sorry if you can hear this, guys, but I really can't do anything about that. I'm gonna have to start recording these videos at another time, I guess. But whatever. I thought I would make it in time, but I don't. So yeah, Rook. So right now we have a nice retest of the demand zone that started the last push up. So what I'm talking about is this one, right? Unfortunately, it retraced fully, but that's okay. Um, it seems to be forming a few hammers down there, and PA suggests that there are buyers at this level. See this one, the lower wicks? That's really good. Our plan is pretty simple though. The corrective structure can be nicely capped with a trend line, very well defined, and so we wait for a break and then we buy. Very simple, very simple. Okay, as for RVST, uh, it's kind of looking similar to Remark in the fact that we have a accumulation zone and we have a break, and now we're kind of looking at a retest, but it's a little bit more messy than Remark. Like Remark was perfectly defined. This one, it's a little, I don't know, it's a little messy, as I said. So what I'd be looking at is the highest high before the break, which is this one, should technically hold. So I might be looking for a buy there, or I it's honestly really hard for me to concentrate when this stupid manager of mine is talking. I just like fucking hell, man. Ah, whatever. I'll just read it. I'm sorry. RBS is kind of looking at a similar setup to Remark. It's not as nicely defined as Remark was, but it's there. Clear accumulation zone and a nice breakout. What I do not like is the fact that the higher price moved, the lower the volume was. That's very important. That's very important. Like if you compare that to Remark, where is Remark? Yo yo, here it is. You can see that volume just kept growing, right? And that's what you want to see in a strong trend. However, it's not quite here. So these pumps should be on rising volume. So compared to Remark, which was a 10 out of 10 setup, I'd give this maybe 7 out of 10. That being said, I think buying around 30 cents is a good area, which is somewhere around here. Uh, if price goes below 24 cents, the idea has been validated, as that would mean a lower low on the lower time frames. That's this one. If it goes below there, it's done. It's back in the range. Maybe it goes back to 30 cents or something, but overall, it's range bound, and I wouldn't want to see it. STBZ looks like shit. Relentless dump. I guess some kind of trend line can be drawn by now, but it's not very nice. This is just a never-ending dump for now. Price needs to get back at least above $4 to have any chance at being bullish. The only thing here worth noting is the increased volume in the past couple of days, which we can see here, but that by itself is simply not enough. Okay, what's next? Tanks. So the plan with tanks is very simple. I mean, it just needs to go above the 2 cents area. That's really all there is to say to it. I wouldn't be buying here. There's no buy setups whatsoever. This is just ranging. And in order for us to buy, this needs to happen. All right. So for now, Tara is looking quite good. Higher highs and higher lows across the chart, as you can see. Um, See that circled candle, this one? That was a potential breakout play of the first corrective structure. So let's have a look. It was this one, right? That was a proper buy and it went up very nicely. So I would expect something similar to happen here and I would be buying into that. We're waiting for something similar to happen, yeah. Okay, TCR. So remember when Arbitrum started and TCR run and we were all like, oh fuck, that ship is sailed? Yeah, it has completely retraced since then. Fundamentals are still the same, maybe even better, and it has provided us with another chance to buy. Uh, it's nice to see that there are some buyers down here at the marked area, which is where the entire move has started. This one. And we got a clearly defined trend line now as well, which is very important. However, since it isn't an uptrending market, which it clearly isn't, because majority of this chart is bearish, we should probably not be buying the breakout. We should be buying the breakout and retest of a horizontal level, not just a diagonal. It's just not enough. So if those two happen, I'll gladly buy both the breakout above 40 cents and the potential retest. Keep an eye on TCR. TKN looks like shit. I have to go faster, guys. I'm sorry. This looks like shit. We want to see this happen first. We want to see the break and retest. UNN looks like absolute shit as well. Like you could maybe argue that this is a breakout. However, we don't buy breakouts in downtrending markets. So first we want to see a retest and a change of market structure, which is clearly shown over here. With Visor, man, I would have so much to say to Visor, but I just can't. Um, Same stuff, right? We are in a bull market on the higher time frames. We just want to see a breakout first. Um, wow, I have a lot to say about Warp. Anyway, this is kind of what I would expect now. I, long story short, if you read it, I can't. It's hard for me to recommend buying this with this price action because it's not a usual everyday price action that I see often, right? Like there are breakouts and all, but I expect this to range for a while, and I would buy the horizontal retest. And as for XFT, we are waiting. Same story. We're just waiting for this. So yeah, sorry for this weird end, guys. I thought I would record this a little faster, and yeah, I have to go to my team meeting now. I still have work for 5 more weeks, so unfortunate. All right. I hope this is helpful, and if you could give me any feedback on the Discord, I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next week. See ya.